Hey trainers, Poke Dad here, along with the Dancing Bear at first base.
KK Sheriff, 128.
And he's the great beast in his natural habitat.
Yes, I am.
So I had a little coffee in my mouth there. I was trying to talk. Alright, today on Pokemon Deck Check, we've got a special little list for you guys. Our, top 16? We have 16 decks here, so we're giving our top 16 decks coming out of Lost Thunder, purely based on our testing. And yeah, who's bringing this to them?
Imp Gaming, your answer to all your customizable tabletop gaming needs.
It's a struggle today to talk. I'm both a little tired. Yeah, so like I said, we have 16 decks that we've been testing. This isn't speculation. This is purely based on our testing and our builds of the decks to the best of our ability. And we just want to get that information out there to you guys and gals. That way you kind of know what to watch for, what cards maybe to get. Maybe you're trying to figure out which decks you want to build. And with the set being 214 cards, we're doing our best to give you as much information as possible about the upcoming format. A lot of stuff to go over here. Like I said, we got 16 decks. We're going to go through them. Least favorite or worst in our opinion, all the way to the best. And me and the Dancing Bear have not really discussed this, so we're just kind of give our argument and debate as to where we think each deck lands. So this video could go on rather long. We'll try to concise it as quick as much as possible,
While giving the information needed for each deck.
Exactly. So, without further ado, start us off, Dancing Bear. What is your least favorite / worst deck from Lost Thunder?
I'm going to grab the Disappointment Gardevoir.
Okay. So tell me why you believe it to be number 16 out of 16 decks.
We thought it was going to be super good with the Ninetales top tier, but to our surprise, it didn't really perform. Especially with all the one prize attackers in the game and the shrine. It made the deck just a lot more worse. And we found it overall just disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, do I think it's the worst deck on here? No, I do not. But when you factor in the expectations for Gardevoir going into this, with the addition of the Ninetales being able to grab 2 rare candies, the Fairy Charms, when you factor in all that stuff, you immediately think, oh, it's top tier. It's going to be one of the best. And the truth of the matter is, it is one of the worst decks. I know that's hard to believe, but
the World Championship deck going from the greatest to number 16.
You're still inconsistency issues. We've got the Swampert, so we're still able to draw. It's still not as good as Artillery. Oranguru just doesn't get us there. Yeah, it just very disappointing. I mean, it's dead to me.
I agree.
All right, so it's my turn, Dancing Bear.
Yep, you finally get your turn.
Okay. I am going with Sigilyph GX. We built this with the Malamar and Shedinja, and it felt really inconsistent for a Malamar deck.
Yeah.
And it just, it's a good concept. The damage counters you put on your opponent's Pokemon that attacks into it. It's a good concept, but I think there's better options out there. You're at 170, so you're still getting knocked out. there's ways around it. Because, I mean, you're still kind of Malamar dependent for your energy. Three's a lot. And you're not doing that much damage with your attack. 80, and it goes through resistance or weakness.
Anything on the Pokemon.
So, yeah, it felt good in theory, good in concept, but just when you actually sit down and play it, very, very underwhelming.
It's clunky. But I think I put it in front of Gardevoir because I think if we had some more time to test it, really smoothing it out, I think it could be at least better than Gardevoir.
Yeah, Gardevoir's just in a bad spot. When you have efficient decks for just 1 or 2 energy, or the Magcargo discarding its energy, or even the Zoroark decks, just 2 energy, even the little lightning decks, 3 energy, or, colorless, or counter gain, makes it 2 lightnings. It just...
Stadium.
Yeah, and then the stadium, Gardevoir just doesn't get there. It doesn't do enough damage. And you don't have enough draw engine to really dig for more energies. So, yeah, I think Sigilyph is just above Gardevoir, but I think you could make an argument for either one of these being 16th place. I put Gardevoir there because we had way higher expectations. So, all right, Dancing Bear. What's number 14?
I'm going to go with Celebi.
Okay.
Prism Star.
Celebi Prism Star. Those of y'all might not be familiar. Runs the resource management, a lot of crushing hammers, counter catchers, the Ninetales, and then Shock Lock. So you use Celebi to devolve your Ninetales and your Raichus with Evo Shock to lock your opponent.
I think there's too many ways to get around it. You've got Lycanroc, Tate and Liza, Escape Rope, and
Guzma.
Yep.
And then if people are playing Dawn Wings.
Yeah.
Yep, so if you play any of those, if your opponent's playing any of those or any of those cards, you take an auto loss.
Yeah.
But if they're not playing that and you get Celebi set up in the active and you're able to lock them, it's an auto win for you. So the goods are really good and the bads are really bad.
Yeah, they are.
So there's no middle ground. Either they play those cards and you win, or they don't play those cards, or
other way.
Reverse that. If they don't play the cards you win, they play the cards you lose. So, alright, so I think that's a valid 14th place. Now mine, see, it's getting a little more difficult now because I think there's a gap.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Because now we're getting into some
pretty solid decks.
Solid decks that have a lot of potential.
I can see picking one or the other between these two. Yep.
I actually have to go with Zoroark, Exeggutor with Tropical Shake. Got the Ditto.
Shuckle. Zoroark.
Shuckle, Coco, Zoroark Exeggutor. I like it.
It was a fun deck play.
I'm gonna put
the Great Divide.
Yep, because I think this is still playable. These three, I would not take to a tournament and play, right?
I think it would be a waste of time and money if you played either of those three.
But starting here, I would definitely take it to a tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what this dice is going to represent. It's good. It's solid. I just think there's better options.
I agree.
Okay, so what you got for us, Dancing Bear?
The other Zoroark deck, I think it's pretty much the middle ground. I think the next decks coming up are better than it, but I still think this deck is a solid play.
Zark, Lycanroc, right?
Yes.
The unit energies, Elm, Kukuis,
Ace roll.
It's got Macargo in it. It's got Ninetales, Diancie, so, and then Lycanroc. So, solid play. I would not be concerned if I took that to a tournament, if I would do bad or good. I think it's where it needs to be, right in the middle. So, I agree with that.
Yeah.
The Ninetales edition has been really nice to it. I'm not for sure on the Macargo with it. I personally like the Smooth Over in conjunction with Zoroark, but you can make an argument of cutting Macargo for other techs, especially with the Ninetales being able to grab any items. So,
yeah.
My pick?
I think we're in a hard decision right now.
We are. We're in a tough spot.
Tough times.
And I go back and forth on this next selection, but I have to base it on, is there going to be more fighting or is there going to be more fairy decks? And the truth is, there's definitely going to be more fighting decks, so I have to put Turbo Yellow Monkey right there. And the other one I was debating on is Turbo Monkey with Rayquaza. And for that reason, there's definitely going to be more fighting, so I think it's down a notch from the Rayquaza build. Your thoughts, Dancing Bear?
I agree that I've always liked this one better, not even saying with the weakness and all. I thought this one was just overall better, but I still thought Turbo Monkey is still good play. With the Choice Band plus power, its ability's great, HP's great, its GX attack is super good. Just that weakness hurts it.
This deck is 100% dialed in now. I mean, we've spent a lot of time on it, and it's really, really good, folks. It's just a testament of how highly in regards we put these other decks. Because this is one of the best decks. Make no mistake, it's way down on the list, but it is still really good. The fighting weakness is going to hold it back. That's the truth. Alright, so where are we at here? We're at 10th, top 10?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got 2, 4, 6, 8. No, we have 8. Right?
Sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah.
So we're at 8th place. Top 8. Top cut.
Going for the other monkey. That's my pick. Because I think it's slightly better than that. But I don't think it's as good as the other decks that we're going over. And I think it's still a really good deck. And I think I would play it at a tournament.
I think, honestly, I would put Lost March there. Because I feel like the Yellow Monkey and Rayquaza always sets up. And it's going to have an easy... And again, something like Lost March, it's not going to need a lot to take knockouts. And with the sustainability of not having to discard anything with Rayquaza and Yellow Monkey, I just... I'll give you that. Okay,
I'm surprised you're saying Lost March should be there because you put in your top 3 of
old cards.
Top 5 best cards.
Yeah, cards coming out. But I don't think I would personally play a deck like Lost March at a tournament. I don't. I think it's a lot of fun to play. I've never wanted to play regular Night March. So, I'm not the kind of person that would play Lost March either. So, and for that, it is next. It is number 7, folks. I think it's good. I think a lot of people are going to play it. And I think the numbers are going to be deceiving. I think you're going to end up seeing a lot do really well in top 32, but I think that's because a lot of people are going to want to be playing it and testing it, and so it has the kind of, the more people play it, the more of a chance it has to do well and get in top 32.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a testament to how good the deck actually is. And the opposite effect of like Macargo, I think maybe just a few people, a handful of people played Macargo, and it still broke in the top 32.
I think it got 9th, 12th, 15th place.
I think it got 15th. But I think if the same amount of people that played Lost March played Macargo, then you would see a ton more of this in top 32.
Mm-hmm.
But Lost March, I still feel like it's a little inconsistent, and so for that reason, I put it 7.
Alright, so for my pick, I'm going to go for...
Number 6.
Malamar Necrozma.
I actually big time disagree with that.
I don't think it's better than these other 5 decks.
I think it's better than the Gramble.
Gramble, I think, is really good.
I think it is too, but I think Malamar is just a touch above. No?
I don't think so.
There were 2 Malamar decks in the top 8 of the Japanese Championship.
One with the Garatinas, right?
No, both of them Malamar. And then this was 9th place.
Who do you think played more? Do you think?
Oh, a lot more people played Malamar. See, it has the same thing. There was only 1 in the top 32, but there was a ton in the top 32. So, I mean, just because it's more popular doesn't make it better, but it probably has better matchups.
Yeah, that's what against the Buzzball decks. And...
Well, that's fine, because my next pick is Gramble.
Hate them, but I like Gramble.
I think the other stuff is better.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
I mean, you're looking at, make no mistake, these are the pure bloods. Okay? These 4 decks are 100% legit, without question, take to a tournament. Mm-hmm. And I think they're better than Gramble.
Okay. I'll accept that.
But that's the thing. Once again, this divides of what I honestly think is kind of garbage to something I think is actually really solid and I would take to a tournament and play. Mm-hmm. So, do we separate these next 4 or do you think there's
There we go. A smaller great divide.
Okay, so what do you got?
Ooh.
This is tough.
I kind of hate to do this, but...
You better not grab what I think you're going to grab. Okay. Yep.
That makes me hate to do this.
No, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Maybe I could grab this.
Oh, no. No. Alright, Macargo. Obviously, it's the Dancing Bear's favorite. For obvious reason, it is so good. It has been the biggest surprise, right?
Yes.
It's been the biggest surprise from our testing. 100% solid. We gave out our list. By all means, go check it out. It's literally, our list is fire. Okay, folks? Alright. I gotta throw out a dad joke here once in a while.
Is this one fire too?
Yes, that one's fire too. Yeah. Talk about it, Dancing Bear. You obviously.
I love the deck, but it's not as good as the other 3, I think.
And it's just barely below it. I mean, we're talking a frog hair. Okay, you know how thin a frog hair is?
I didn't even know they had hair.
They have hair, and it's super, 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 super thin. That's the dividing point between Macargo and these other three.
Yeah.
So, now, third place. Third place. I have to do it.
No.
I have to.
I disagree here.
Okay. What do you think is third place?
One of these two, you know.
So you legit think that this is the best deck? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and I legit think Buzzwall Ninetales is the best deck.
They're so close, they're nearly the exact same thing.
They're nearly the same list, folks. This does not play the Lycanroc or the Macargo, I believe. No, it's just, it's extremely, no, it plays Macargo. Yeah, it plays Macargo. But it's streamlined for ultimate consistency.
You saying this isn't streamlined?
Oh, it is. They both. I am not arguing against either one of these. I just think the straight Buzzwall Ninetales is a little bit better.
Does yours run Kukui?
Yes. For the Macargo and all that. The lists are super close. I think the only difference might be the, what is it, a 2-1 or 1-1 Lycanroc line? Along with the Ditto in that.
I think it might be like a...
And this has more like, there's... This has a heavier baby buzz count.
This only has 2.
A 1-1 Macargo, Oranguru, Diancie. Oh, this plays is the 2 judges. Cynthia's. 2 Kukuis. Alisa to grab 2 Prism Stars.
A 2-2. And then the Ditto.
Plays the counter catchers. Switches, Beast Rings, Choice Bands. Unit Energies. Beast.
I think this one is better because I think it's more versatile with the Lycanroc.
And see, I think this is more versatile because you can focus on item text with the Ninetales.
I mean, if you want to put your item text, then you got the exact same card.
But the list is tighter since you have the Lycanroc line.
True, but there's
But
only
this-
a couple item cards off.
The main difference is this has 3 custom catchers, and that doesn't play any.
Because you just have Lycanroc, and you can slap a counter catcher and then do Dangerous Rogue for 1 fighting energy.
I see your point. I'm not arguing against your point.
I think it's more versatile with Lycanroc as an
So-
attacker and its usability.
I know we're going to be hated for this, but Blaze Fun, 3rd place. Right?
Yeah.
And wow. Folks, this deck is legit. We gave our list. It's dialed in. We love the 1 Naganadel Tech. It's really, really good. You need to be expecting everybody and their mom and dad and grandmas, grandparents to be playing it. The party balloon is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
It is. It didn't do well at the tournaments for nothing.
But I think you have to divide. I think you have to divide that, and then I think these 3. I think you can make an argument for any one of these 3 to be number 1. That's how close it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to agree on something here.
I know how to agree on something.
We're not gonna coin flip. So that's how we're gonna agree. So there is no, folks, I'm sorry, I did not want to do this to you, but there's not a clear number 1.
The best of both worlds.
I was worried about this. Me and the Dancing Bear cannot come to a conclusion.
Heads or tails.
No, I'm not doing that crap.
Whoever wins gets
No.
into the top 8.
No. folks, those two decks are the real deal. The Buzzwole Ninetales Lycanroc, which I think we've shared our list. And then Buzzwole Straight Ninetales, I think we've shared our list. Definitely proxy the cards, try them out, or if you trust us, go get the cards, and then take it to a tournament. You will not be disappointed. They are 100% legit, the best. So.
Yeah. I think it's definitely something to go try out. Either one of the lists.
And your play style. Are you used to playing Lycanroc? And then with the new counter gain, you can do his Dangerous Rogue for just one fighting, attach counter gain, Dangerous Rogue your opponent. You have the versatility of Bloodthirsty Eyes. It's good stuff. Or are you more of a, I'm going to go in hard and aggressive with Baby Buzz, Big Buzz, and then I'm going to use Ninetales grabbing two items ability to just grab Tex, to grab that switch, to grab B-String, to grab the two custom counter catchers so you can just pick off your opponent without having to use Bloodthirsty Eyes, without having to use a Guzma. I mean that's just... there's not a clear winner, honestly. You can make the argument for either one. You can make the argument for Party Balloon being better than those two.
Yeah.
Because Party Balloon has the Naganadel and it probably beats Buzzwole and it, probably puts down the Buzzwole Lycanroc.
At least against Party Balloon, you can use Lycanroc since it doesn't have a psychic weakness.
I agree. The matchups may be a little favorable with the Lycanroc, but the consistency of only using Buzzwole Ninetales ups it up a little bit.
But you got Ditto.
You have Ditto in this one too.
What's the purpose of Ditto? What are you going to evolve into? Ninetales or Ninetales?
Or it has Magcargo. Has Magcargo and all that.
It's got Magcargo too.
Okay. See, another stage one. Less consistent. No, seriously, folks. These three decks, they're the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah.
So, that's what we got. Hopefully it didn't run too long. Final, last place Gardevoir, 15th Sigilyph, 14th Celebi.
I see what you did with the 14 there.
You like that? 13, Zoroark Exeggutor. Then 12th, Zoroark Lycanroc. Yellow Monkey Turbo. Then Turbo Yellow Monkey, Rayquaza, Lost March, Malimar, Gramble, Magcargo GX, and then your top three. So, hopefully you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.